friends. Bonjour, mes chers amis. Welcome to this magical moment of learning and sharing. I am your host, Eve. Jeune, fille, au pair. Jeune, fille, au pair is a French learning exchange program that I participated in a couple of months after my college degree and after a couple of months of my first paid employment, right? And this program allowed me to immerse myself within the French culture. And it was a wonderful experience, a wonderful opportunity to further my French learning. And I was hosted by a wonderful family in the outskirts of Paris, and I had a lovely studio, and I got to attend French classes 3 times a week during my first year. So I started with intermediate French grammar learning, and this was wonderful. And I got to return my services to this family. I would babysit for the family, and in exchange I would get the accommodation, and I would also get around 350 euros, and I would use this money to pay for my classes and to buy a few things, personal things, right? And so this program, it was back then, it was just for 1 year, and it was a modest way for me to get to France to learn French, and I was fortunate to have had this wonderful opportunity. So I ended up staying in France for almost 5 years, and within those 5 years, I enrolled in the phonetics school of the French language, and I also did another degree while living in France. And within those 5 years, I did several jobs that I will share with you that I think were fundamental tools towards my growth, right? And so I've been talking about how I have used the French language, the French culture to redesign my lifestyle. And the French language has played a huge role towards my personal development, my personal growth. And I am just fortunate. I feel fortunate that I had this opportunity to learn a different language that helped me see the world in a different light, to think differently. You know, when you learn about someone else's culture other than your own, you get to experience how other people live. And this has been a tremendous tool for me and my family. And I will share with you some of the things that I have learned over the years from the several cultures that I have come across. And France taught me a lot. France created a better version of me. France, La France, a wonderful chapter in my life. And at the recording of this video, I am currently in France, and it's a wonderful memory what France has given me, right? And yes, so back to the French learning, I just experienced, how the French live, the different possibilities in France, and I got to just deepen my understanding of the world, you know, and it was a wonderful experience. So there you go, my French experience in France, thanks to the Jeune, fille au pair program. And call it luck, call it fortune. I don't know exactly what propelled me to take this opportunity, but it's one door that opened lots of doors for me thereafter, right? And it's within the Alliance Française de Nairobi and the Cultural Center that I got to learn about the Jeune Fille Au Pair program. And I I dared to try, I dared to see what could come of it. And I took my chances. I took my chances. It wasn't easy to do it, to take this opportunity and say, I'm going to travel miles away from home, that I would try this. But thankfully, I did. Thanks heaven that I did. La France, la France, la France. And I'm just super grateful for this journey, for the journey of learning the French culture, because now I am part of the French and the French are part of me. My partner is French, and that's another story that all connected years later after my séjour in France, right? So I encourage you to immerse yourself in a different culture, immerse yourself in learning how other people live, right? So in my country, Kenya, we are fortunate that we have tribes. And in my family, we have a maternal language, the Luo, and I speak Luo, I speak Swahili, I speak English, and now I speak French. And I'm also learning the Dutch language because my family and we live in the Netherlands. And it's a wonderful tool to use to learn more about ourselves, to learn more about other people, because we get to understand how other people think, how other people live, and we appreciate our differences, right? And in that, we also pick the good habits of other cultures, right? So there you go with the Jeune Fille Au Pair, right? So I will share with you how I made it to France. It's a wonderful story that now that I think of it, it seems like I was very determined. I had determination. I had persistence in a dream, an unknown dream that has led me to where I am today, right? So I will share with you the wonderful story, how I seized on this opportunity to experience, to dare the Jeune Fille Au Pair, right? Because this was my first international travel. It was my first travel out of the continent of Africa, right? So until next time, be good to yourself, and be good to those around you. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.